Good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. My name is Oksana Pliushchyk. Let me present my report on the topic Architecture of Websites of Ukraine's Libraries, Biograms of Fallen Soldiers. I divided my report into several thematic sections. The problem of memorialization in Ukrainian society and government, digital memorialization and its possibilities, the role of libraries in memorialization, architecture of library websites. Many civilians and soldiers have died in the Russian-Ukrainian war, but unfortunately, my threats to life in Ukraine have become permanent. The war continues and people die every day. During a press conference in February 2024, 2 years after the start of a full-scale war, the president of Ukraine officially announced for the first time about 31,000 dead soldiers. The data is difficult to verify today, as most of it is classified during the war, but the community, especially the relatives and friends of the deceased, have a real need to honor properly each fallen person and strive to preserve their memory now without delay. According to the observations of museums, chiefs, educators, and scholars, the memorialization on the ongoing war has many problems. So we have some moments of recording from the previous 2 wars of the 20th century on an imperial basis, lack of similar experience on such a scale and during the war, the mental and psychological state of society, the development of a culture of memory is still in progress. There is no regulated system of state policy on memorialization. In a study of collective memory as a part of memorialization, Anton Lehusha, the dean of the Faculty of Master's Social and Humanitarian Studies at the Kiev School of Economics, identifies the following actors in its formation in Ukraine: the Office of the President, the government, the Verkhovna Rada, public associations, academics, human rights activists, media influencers, civic activists, religious leaders, entrepreneurs, enterprises, museum workers, artists, groups, and individual victims and international organizations. At the legislative level in Ukraine, a number of documents have been approved since 2015 on memory, memorialization and commemoration, regulating burial, honoring heroes and perpetuating their memory, and creating a memorial to Ukrainian heroes and a national military memorial cemetery. The Ministry of Culture and Information Policy, together with the Ukrainian Institute of National Memory, is planning to develop a memorialization concept in the near future. A number of recommendations have been developed. They are presented on the screen. The recommendations presented by the Ukrainian Institute of National Memory in particular state that it is important to provide patriotic education for young people through educational and cultural institutions by presenting information about the fallen heroes, as well as to fill the official websites of local executive authorities and local governments with information about them. A productive initiative of state institutions is presented by libraries, educational and scientific institutions, territorial communities, and local councils. It is worth noting that internet projects and information content in times of cataclysm, and war is one of the biggest, have a powerful impact on collective memory. They become a social media tool for the movement of memorialization and its logical and formalized passage. And the collective online memory becomes a collective force, a unity for the participants of the Russian-Ukrainian war, military and civilian, eyewitnesses of the events, and those who know about the war from news and publications from the network. Digital memorialization quickly gained momentum after the start of the full-scale invasion. Its results will help collect, systematize, and preserve data on the bird. A number of libraries have expanded their functions. Their websites not only have content with information about fallen servicemen, biographical data, photos, stories, etc., but also have appeals and events to honor and commemorate them. According to the law of Ukraine about libraries and librarianship, libraries should meet the information, educational, cultural, and other needs of users. The strategy for the development of librarianship until 2025, order of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine, qualitative changes in libraries to ensure sustainable development of Ukraine, sets out the priorities for libraries. There is a number of problems in Ukraine regarding the activities of libraries. There is no regulatory framework and relevant standards. There is a lack of funding and specialists in the information and communication technology system for information support. Sometimes libraries coordinate cooperation and jointly look for ways to solve problems. Rivne Regional Universal Scientific Library, united with the Central District and City Libraries of the region and created the website Revolution of Dignity, War Rivne Region. The technical development of the site was carried out on a voluntary basis by the Computer Academy Shach in Rivne. It is planned to translate the text into English. This would be one of the ways to integrate national libraries into the global information environment. The architecture of the site can be chosen as a model for similar events honoring the fallen defenders of Ukraine. The content navigation directs to the Book of Memory of those who died for Ukraine, documentation of war crimes, Office of the Prosecutor General, data of the dead residents of Rivne on the Maidan and the ATO anti-terrorist operation in eastern Ukraine, SVO, the Joint Forces Operation, who have died since 2022, by far for distrust of the region. Section of the Transcarpathian Regional Pliushchyk Universal Scientific Library, Fallen Soldiers of Transcarpathia in the Russian-Ukrainian War, photos of 254 heroes, general list or alphabetical index of names, provide information, call sign, nickname, rank, position, awards, if any, petition for awarding, biography, commemoration, places with memorial plaques, streets named after them, locations of portraits, source references, collected references to publications, and dedicated poems. Preserving the values of a nation and fostering national dignity is achieved through the formation of national identity and civic awareness. For their formation, youth is the most sensitive age, and therefore libraries for children and youth, centers of patriotic education, develop sections with biograms, biographies, narratives about fallen heroes. In this context, it is worth mentioning the section Fallen Heroes of Chernihiv Region, of the website of the Chernihiv Regional Library for Children. It contains about 300 photographs of fallen heroes posted on the Padlet board. This method allows the section to be filled independently. Participation allows relatives to vary the presentation of information about the fallen soldiers as they see it, but unfortunately, it doesn't systematize and organize it for easy access to data. Under each portrait, there is a link that opens information from the blog My Land, a piece of Ukraine, in an arbitrary format without any clear defined categories and positions. The website of the Chernobyl Regional Library for Youth has many informative sections. One of them, local history, popularization of our region, has 10 tabs. 8 of them contain information about personalities of the region and various fields and categories. There is a section, Residents Chernobyl, with the title of Hero of Ukraine. The resource, Heroes of the Native Land, presents information about natives of Chernobyl region who devote their lives to the struggle for freedom and independence of Ukraine and contains 6 sections. The section Participants of the Russian-Ukrainian War contains biographical data on the deceased. According to the library, only the data web is available in the printed periodicals of the region is posted. The resource Chernobyl Regional Information Portal is a result of joint efforts and cooperation of specialists of the Chernobyl Regional Universal Scientific Library, 16 central public libraries of territorial communities of the region, local historians, scientists, researchers. It was created on the initiative of the International Renaissance Foundation Project, creation of regional information portal and information centers was the basis of public libraries of Ukraine. In 2004, on the basis of the Chernobyl Regional Universal Scientific Library, the projects ended and the site has been modified other time, but the goal remained to improve and expand access to information products, meet the information needs of the community, and increase the competitiveness of the region. The resource is open. Anyone can post information on it. It contains 14 sections and 125 categories representing all spheres of life in the region. The categories atom, anti-terrorist operation in Eastern Ukrainian war, the joint forces operation, Book of Memory of Chernobyl region, 2014-2021, and Russian-Ukrainian War, 2022. Book of Memory of Chernobyl region and constantly being filled with information about the victims. There are no photos. Biographical data, sometimes incomplete, place of birth and burial, and military position are provided. Sources of information are indicated. According to the head on the section, all information is collected only from official sources, information from official websites, playbooks, pages of territorial communities of the region, official institutions, state authorities and governments, regional print media. In total, the site contains 1,500 names. Today, it is one of the most complete online methodologies of fallen soldiers of the Russian-Ukrainian War in this region. Thus, the content of libraries with biograms, biographies, narratives of fallen heroes can be the basis for organizing the memorialization of the Russian-Ukrainian War. The format of such digital communication opens this participatory element, makes it possible to form a stable civic position in a person from young to old, strengthens national consciousness, fosters patriotic feeling and pride for one's country, responsibility for one's own life and the lives of others, helps to cultivate a worthy attitude to the fate of every person who died, lives next to us, but is injured both physically and psychologically. The practice of digital memorialization is relevant. Yes, it takes considerable effort, professional resource, human and technological, and requires financial investment. But as reality has shown, even small efforts and desires are worth making for a common national cause, memorializing the dead. This is how the search for a language for presenting the war dead and communication with the community takes place. Through such practices, memory constructed in the socio-cultural discourse. At the time, such initiatives are likely to be generated, and such actions will become regular and structured. Perhaps they will also contribute to completely new formations. Every will be Ukrainian. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Thank you.